welcome to the 4th annual Mr RWU Spectacular. I'm Rebecca Reeby, one of the coordinators of tonight's event.
I am Mo Cueva, the contestant chair.
And I am Rowie Broculio, the committee chair. In the first 3 years of Mr RWU Spectacular, we have raised over $30,000 for the Children's Miracle Network. The amazing success of the program has caused Mr RWU to become a tradition here at Roger Williams University.
We would like to thank you all for coming tonight. We are so proud of all the contestants and everyone who has worked so hard to make this event possible, and all of those who have donated. The contestants you are about to see have been working hard for 8 weeks to prepare for this pageant and raise money for such a great cause.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and privilege to introduce a wonderful group of talented, charismatic, and enthusiastic gentlemen who have worked hard to make tonight possible. You might have seen them all over campus, in the student union, classes, and even at the homecoming ball, raising funds for the Children's Miracle Network. I give you the 2005 Mr RWU Spectacular contestants.
Can you take us out the Papados? And don't forget about San Antonio. The last time I went through, I took 3 bras home. And much love to the brothers in Austin. And if I wasn't too, I'm flossing and lost in a state that's as big as hell. And I spot 2 badass girls in a turf sale. They said, and I said, what's up? And I said, giddy up, U-turn. What's up, Phoenix? What's up? What's up, Phoenix? What's up, Phoenix? Jump on it, jump on it, jump on it. What's up, Cali? What's up? What's up, Cali? What's up, California? Jump on it, jump on it, jump on it.
Wow, guys, that was great. This is just the beginning, but before we go any further, I would like to introduce tonight's two MCs, Mr. Michael Wittick, Mr. RWU 2004, and Mr. Jay Krumnick, Mr. Congeniality 2004.
No?
I'm sorry. So how's everybody doing tonight? Y'all having a good time?
How y'all doing out there?
You having fun?
Let's get this thing started.
Yeah. Anyways, my name's Mike Wittick.
I'm Jason Kumnick.
Dude, the way you make me feel.
You really turned me on.
You knock me off my feet.
We're gonna stop now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. I would just like to thank Rebecca and taking time now to welcome everybody again to Roger Williams University's Mr. RWU Spectacular.
And before we continue on, I'd like to give you guys a little bit of background on this whole pageant. Started out with a little guy in 1990 named C.J. Martin, who's a middle schooler in Oregon. He put on one pageant in his place and raised $700 being a middle school student.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of money. When he went to high school, he even improved on it. Brought it out to 21 different local schools, raised $552,000.
Is it 1,000?
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Now this is the first college debut of this kind of pageant, and all the proceeds for this go towards the Children's Medical Network.
Yep.
Miracle Network.
Network.
Sorry.
Yep.
From now on, if you need any more information on this, go out into the lobby during intermission, and there'll be a booth out there. You can check it out, find everything you need to know, and hopefully start it out everywhere across the USA.
And if you guys are wondering, the group that put this on is the Inter-Residence Hall Association, other known as IRHA. But now, we would like to take a moment and introduce you to our first contestant, Al Borelli.
He's running.
He's running.
He's coming in. We're going to keep going.
We're going to keep
They're
talking.
going to come out in a minute.
All right. So, a little unexpected. I just flew in
little
from
bit.
Chicago, and boy, are my arms tired.
A little jig. Do a little dance off. Are you ready?
Uh,
Are you down for a dance off?
You just got served.
Las Vegas, Navidad. I love it. Back to the 206. Double up my grits and sit down, giving
I'm a little flustered.
What?
Wait, let's just do the
348 roast up.
If any ladies want to come up on here and dance?
You guys want to come up? Anybody? Come on up. You know you want to. Nobody? We got a kid yet? I don't know what to tell you.
Anybody
hear
from
children.
Anybody from Connecticut?
Yeah, let's hear Connecticut in the house. Connecticut, anybody? I hear Connecticut over there.
Yeah.
How about Massachusetts? Massachusetts is always bigger.
Oregon. Anybody from Oregon?
Anybody? Oregon. California. We got one.
Wow. Two.
Two.
She's excited.
Anybody not from the U.S.?
Where?
We got one.
Does anybody want to?
This is international. Do we have a kid yet?
Who's
Oh, I see a kid.
Are we good? We good? Can we
We
start?
got one.
Can
we enter,
Is
Al?
Al ready? All right, so we'll start again. I apologize for the delay, but next we have
It's not our fault.
Al Borelli.
Al is being escorted by Little Mike. Thank you so much, Al and Mike. Next up, Carl Pelletier, being escorted by young Matthew.
Nice matching outfits.
I don't know, but I think they planned it.
That's cute. Thank you, guys. Next, we have Joe Marchione.
He is being escorted by Megan. Let's hear it for Megan, folks. Oh, yeah. Thanks so much, Joe. Next up, Alex Nickel is being escorted by Ryan.
Thank you very much, Alex. Next, we have Mr. Shashwat Baxi.
The people love him. The ladies love him.
And his fan club. Nice. I like the jersey the little guy's wearing.
I didn't know Damon was that short. Thank you much, Josh.
Thank you very much.
Next up, the tallest contestant, Carrie Gilmore.
There's not many people that I have to look up to, but he's one of them.
I think he's actually half height.
Thank you, guys. Next, we have Todd Hiller.
He's being escorted by Colin. Or Gracie. Kathleen. Kylie.
All right.
Her young Kylie.
1, 2, 3. Oh.
There is actually a child behind that box.
All right.
Thanks a lot, Todd.
All right, next up, we have Eric Rolo.
Being escorted by a young Oliver. Or not. Are we recycling?
There must be a lot of Johnny Damon fans out there. Wow.
I like it. Thanks a lot, Eric. Next up is Chris George. Playing some rugby and making it look good, folks.
Take it easy on her.
I think she was in it for the gift.
And last but not least, we have Chris Topher McGrath.
It's perfect. I think I have a pair of pants like those.
Is it that size?
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Yeah. All right, thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. I'd like to thank all the contestants for coming out, dressing up, and I'd also like to thank all of the adorable little escorts.
Now, it's hard to believe, but our contestants at one time were once children, and it's probably harder to believe after you saw them that they were once adorable. But now is the time that all the mothers have been waiting for.
And all the contestants have been dreading.
We would like to give you, a glimpse into our 10 contestants past. With the help of the contestants, the PAs, and the parents, we put together a little slideshow of these guys growing up. So we would just like to dedicate this portion of the show to the parents. And you guys should just be really proud of them. They did good work.
Wasn't that special? Has anyone seen Mike?
You having a good time? Yeah? You enjoying the show? Did you come here with anybody?
Mike, stop hitting on the lady.
What?
I'd like to take a second now to introduce you guys to the judges that came here to tell you who wins at the end.
We have John King, Vice President of Student Affairs.
Ray, go ahead, stand up, show them where you are. We've got Ray Cordero, the Associate Athletic Director.
Michelle Geronda, a 2004 Mr. RWU Chair.
And Carrie LeCompte, the General Manager of WQRI,
Bristol. All right. Now that we've seen their past, we'd like to bring it back to the present and kind of give you a little show of what these men have discovered, found. I don't know what you want to call it. Talents, I guess. I guess. They worked really hard on this, so just please be nice.
First up again is Mr. Al Borelli, Superhero. Superhero.
No one said there's gonna be so much running around involved with this, man. I don't know if you guys are hot, but I am. But when we started this nomination for Mr. RWU, the one thing that really scared me the most was finding a talent. And I have many talents, at least I like to think, but really nothing truly worthy of coming and showing you guys tonight. So in the spirit of this being for the kids, I'm gonna bring up a friend of mine to help me learn some new talents for all of you guys tonight. So bring it up, give it up for a friend of mine, Michael. What's your name?
Michael.
Michael what?
Michael Von George.
Michael Von George, what are you going to teach me tonight?
Superman stuff.
To be Superman. Okay, but first I need to get ready. So Mike, you do me a favor and hold this for me? All right, Mikey, what are we going to do first?
High five.
You're going to fly? All right, show me how to fly. What are you going to teach me next?
Kick.
All right, show me how to kick. What are you going to teach me next? How to get bad guys. All right, show me how you get bad.
Thank you.
Al.
Thank you very much. Next we have Mr. Carl Pelletier singing You're Still You by Josh Groban. It's romantic, I know.
I'm actually singing your song from Moulin Rouge. That's it. Thanks. Wow. So is everyone having fun tonight? My gift is my song, and this one's for you. And you can all tell everybody that this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is. Now you're in the world. I sat on the roof and I kicked off the moss. Well, some of these verses, well, they've got me quite cross. But the sun's been kind. Well, I wrote this song. It's for people like you that keep it turned on. So excuse me for forgetting about these things I do. You see, I've forgotten if they're green or if they're blue. Well, one of the thing is that I really love you. You're just the sweetest child I've ever seen. And you can tell everybody that this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is. Now you're in the world. I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is. Now you're in the world. Thank you.
Thanks, Kyle. Next up is Joe Marchione, who's going to be dancing to a choreographed dance that he made with Becky Bowman. And we'll see him in a second.
See him jump on it.
Tonight, dude, I gotta dance. I wanna dance. I just want to express myself through the art of dance.
Let's get it started in here.
And the bass keeps running, running, and 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 running, running, and.
In this context, there's no disrespect, so when I bust my rhyme, you break your necks. We got 5 minutes for us to disconnect from all intellect and let the rhythm affect. To lose our inhibition, follow your intuition, free your inner soul and break away from tradition. Cause when we be out, girl, it's pulling me out. You wouldn't believe how we wild. We burn it till it's burned out, turn it till it's turned out. Act up from northwest, east side. Everybody, everybody, let's get into it. Get stoked, get it started, get it started, get it started. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Yeah.
en juego.
That was a good time. If I busted that move, I would have broke my neck. Next, we have Mr. Alex Nickel, who's going to perform his stand-up comedy.
Stand-up.
I'd probably do stand-up if I wasn't so lazy. That's why I'm...
I try to tell him not to do it.
Hello. Hello. I thank everyone for coming tonight. I mean, it's really great to see so many people here, and most of all, it's great to see my parents here. I don't know how many of you met my parents, but they're both British, and if I say so, they're pretty crazy. I was talking to my mom about this the other day. I was like, Mom, I'm going to talk about you guys during my stand-up, you know, just so you know. And she goes, well, what can I say? I have 4 kids, a strange husband, and I work with old people. I was like, Mom, you're crazy. I used to live in Canada, and of course, big Blue Jays fan, but nobody's a Blue Jays fan because they're the worst team in baseball. But apart from that, Blue Jays used to fly up behind my house, and my mom would name them after current Toronto Blue Jays players. So she'd be like, oh, there's Roberto. There's Devon White and Paul Molitor. I was like, Mom, they're not really birds. And my dad, too. I mean, my dad, he's a big, tough guy. He used to play rugby, and there's this one picture of us all as kids, and my dad's got his arms out, and all the kids were all just hanging off his arms. I used to think he did steroids, but then I realized my dad never played Major League Baseball. So yeah, my dad's this big, tough guy, and my sister's here, too, tonight, and when we lived in Australia, she got this nice doll for Christmas. It was the coolest doll I have ever seen. You mix this powder with some water, and it made like food paste for your little baby. And you could feed it, and 20 minutes later, the baby would start saying, you know, I have to go potty. And then you had to put it on like its little toilet, and it hooked into the back and did what babies do after eating powder food. So this one year at Christmas, when my sister got the toy, we're all like in different rooms, and you hear my dad in the living room, and he's like, Carolyn, Carolyn! And we all go running in, and my dad's holding this doll just like this. And the thing's just like, I have to go potty. And I can tell my dad's standing there thinking this thing's gonna crap on the carpet. I'm like, oh no, Dad, just put it on the toilet. It'll hook in the back. Don't worry. So yeah, like I said, I used to live in Australia, and that is the most upside-down country on the face of the earth. I mean, even if you just look at the animal names, like dingo, kookaburra, wombat, like wallaby, kangaroo, platypus, I mean, the place was started by British prisoners, and I think they just made up the weirdest things they could think of to name these animals. But we were eating in this national park once, and there were like steps up to this big platform. And at the top of this platform, there's just some like crazy Australian guy, and he's selling meat pies. That just weirds me out to begin with, because it's like in the middle of the woods, and there's this guy up there just selling pies like by himself. And of course, we had pie because we were hungry, and he was a nice guy. I don't know. I probably shouldn't have eaten in retrospect. I just thought of that now. But yeah, so I'm eating this pie, and all of a sudden up the steps comes hopping this kangaroo, and I'm like, that's really weird. And the thing comes over to me, and it's just like right on my shoulder, right here, and I'm just got this pie, and I'm like 6 years old, and I'm like, oh God. And the guy at the booth, he's just like, he looks at my dad, and he's like, just toss him off, mate. And we're like, what? And he's like, just toss him off the ledge. So my dad just walks over to me, and he grabs this kangaroo, and he's just like, and we're all just like, oh. Everyone in my family's just like, except my dad, who's like, the guy in the booth is like, good job, mate. And I'm like, you sell meat pies. So the weirdest thing, though, is this kangaroo hits the ground just with a thud, and we're all like, oh, ooh. And it just gets up, starts coming after my meat pie, and I'm like, must eat pie. And yeah, the platypus is pretty much the coolest animal that's ever lived. I heard a yes for platypus. But it's the weirdest animal ever, too. I mean, it has fur and a beak, and it lays eggs. I don't know where it came from, but I don't want to know where it's going either. But, I mean, could you imagine waking up next to a platypus? Like, you're just asleep one night, and you're like, oh, leave me alone, you duck beaver! Oh, my God, what are you? I think it laid an egg on my pillow. I'm going to hatch its babies. So yeah, and then I moved to Canada and I lived in upstate New York. And when I lived in upstate New York, we had cool cable because America has like 9,000 channels and the rest of the world has 4. And we just share those 4 and they're all in Arabic. So we have no idea what's going on. Watch the news in Australia and you're like, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, but they had this awesome show that used to be on Nickelodeon. And I'm sure many people have seen it, but it's called Double Dare. Double Dare was the best show ever, and it was hosted by Mark Summers, who was the creepiest host ever, because he refuses to touch anything, which is bad, because Double Dare was a show that was based on trivia and slime. And I'm like, I don't think you should be having that job, Mr. Summers. But I thought Double Dare would be awesome for presidential debates, because, I mean, I just think back to 2004, and it's like, now, President Bush, Vice President Cheney, what's your view on abortion? Dare. Senator Kerry, Senator Edwards, Double Dare. It's back to you, Mr. Bush, Mr. Cheney. We're gonna take the physical challenge. And they had the craziest physical challenge, because this one guy, like one of them, someone would just have a bucket on their head. And I don't mean like Buckethead, the guitarist, like upside down, I mean like full size, like if you went out in the rain, you'd be a lot heavier. And then someone else would have to like stand behind the line and they'd be tossing stuff into the bucket, and sometimes it would be like eggs. And like, I would just love to see Cheney and Bush do that, because that would just make my day. I mean, can you see Dick Cheney just tossing the balloons? He's like, George, move closer. And Bush is over here with his bucket head, and he's like, oh, terrorists. But you know, like, I have nothing against President Bush. Well, I have a lot of things against him. But I think that if I had kids right now, I'd be so happy he's in office, because he explains everything perfectly for a 4th grader. I mean, you think about it, it's true. It's not a bad thing. It's just true. I mean, you think about it. He talks about terrorists. He's like, we're dealing with a group of folks here who enjoy terror. For them, if it were Halloween, they would be all trick and no treat. That's all I have. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alex. Next up is Mr. Sashwat Baxi, accompanied by Mr. Mike Whittick, and me as a mic stand.
Strands in your eyes, the color of them wonderful. Stop me and steal my breath. And emeralds from mountains thrust towards the sky, never revealing their depth. And tell me that we belong together. Dress it up with the trappings of a love. I'll be captivated. I'll hang from your lips instead of the gallows of heartache that hang from above.
You guys can join in the chorus.
And I'll be your crying shoulder. I'll be love suicide. And I'll be better when I'm older. I'll be the greatest fan of your life. Rain falls angry on the tin roof as we lie awake in my bed. You're my survival, you're my living proof. My love is alive and not dead. And tell me that we belong together. Dress it up with the trappings of a love. I'll be captivated. I'll hang from your lips instead of the gallows of heartache that hang from above. And I'll be your crying shoulder. I'll be love suicide. And I'll be better when I'm older. I'll be the greatest fan of your life. Well, I've dropped out, I've burned up, I've fought my way back from the dead. I've tuned in, I've turned on. Remember the things that you said. I'll be your crying shoulder. I'll be love suicide. I'll be better when I'm older. I'll be the greatest fan of your life. 'Cause I'll be your crying shoulder. I'll be love suicide. I'll be better when I'm older. I'll be the greatest fan of your life. The greatest fan of your life.
Great job, as the mic stand. Thank you.
I try.
Thanks again, Shashwat. Next up, we have Mr. Kerry Gilmore performing.
Seems to be a crowd
He's a
favorite.
crowd favorite. Performing an ode to arena rock.
Just a small town girl midnight train going anywhere. Just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit. He took the midnight train going anywhere. A singer in a smoky room, the smell of wine and cheap perfume. For a smile they can share the night. It goes on and on and on and on. And here I go again on my own, going down the only road I've ever known. Like a drifter I was born to walk alone. And I made up my mind, I ain't wasting no more time. But here I go again. Here I go again. Here I go again. Here I go. Can't explain all the feelings that you're making me feel. My heart's in overdrive and you're behind the steering wheel. I believe in a thing called love. Just listen to the rhythm of my heart. With a chance we can make it now. When we look until the sun goes down. I believe in a thing called love.
I don't know what to say.
That was good stuff.
Yeah. You know, it takes a certain kind of man to pull off a mullet. Next up is Mr. Todd Hiller, doing a little shift of gears. He's going to read Shakespearean monologues.
Just wait till the end for the applause.
Please.
To be?
Nah.
Not.
Good evening. I'm going to do 3 monologues for you guys tonight. The first is probably the most well-known. It's Hamlet's To Be or Not To Be speech. The second, most of you might not know. It's by a character named Benedict from Much Ado About Nothing. Sort of funny, I hope, maybe. And the third is the final speech in Henry V, the great St. Crispin's Day speech. To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing end them. To die, to sleep no more, and by sleep to say we end the heartache and the 1,000 natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished to die, to sleep perchance to dream, there's the rub, for in that sleep of death, what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the law's delay, the insolence of office? The spurns that patient merit of the unworthy takes, when he himself might his quietus make with a bare bodkin. Oh, who would fardels bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveler returns, puzzles the will and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others we know not of. Thus conscience does make cowards of us all, and thus the native hue of resolution is sicklied over with the pale cast of thought, and enterprises of great pith and moment, their currents turn awry and lose the name of action. I do much wonder that one man, seeing how much another man is a fool when he dedicates his behaviors to love, will, after he hath laughed at such shallow follies in others, become the argument of his own scorn by falling in love. And such a man is Mike Whittick. I had known him when there was no music with him but the drum and the fife, and now he would rather hear the tabor and the pipe. I had known when he would walk 10 miles afoot to see a good armor. Now will he lie 10 nights awake, carving the fashion of a new doublet. He was wont to speak plain and to the purpose, like an honest man and a soldier. Now as he turned orthography, his words are a very fantastical banquet. Oh, and just so many strange dishes. Oh, may I be converted as to see with these eyes? I cannot tell. I think not. I will not be sworn, but love may transform me to an oyster. But I'll take my oath on it till he hath made an oyster of me. He shall never make me such a fool. One woman is fair, yet I am well. Another is wise, yet I am well. Another virtuous, yet I am well. But till all graces be in one woman shall come not in my grace. Rich she shall be, that's certain. Wise, or I'll none. Virtuous, or I'll never cheapen her. Fair, or I'll never look on her. Mild, or come not near me. Noble, or not I, for an angel of good discourse, an excellent musician, and her hair shall be of whatever color it please God. This day is called the Feast of Crispian. He that outlives today and comes safe home shall stand a tiptoe when this day is named, and rouse himself at the name of Crispin. He that lives today and sees old age shall yearly feast his neighbors and say, tomorrow is St. Crispin's. Then will he strip his sleeves and show his scars and say, these wounds I had on Crispin's day. Old men forget, yet all shall be forgot. But he'll remember with advantages what feats he did that day. Then our names, familiar in his mouth as household words, Harry the King, Bedford and Exeter, Gloucester and Talbot, Warwick and Salisbury, shall be in our flowing cups freshly remembered. This story the good man shall teach his son. And Crispins shall never go by from this day until the end of the world, but we in it shall be remembered. We few. We happy, happy few. We band of brothers. For he today that sheds his blood with me shall be my brother, be he ne'er so vile. This day shall gentle his condition. And gentlemen in England now abed shall think themselves accursed that they were not here, and hold their manhoods cheap while any speaks that fought with us upon St. Crispin's Day.
Thanketh youeth, Todd. Next, we have Mr. Eric Rollo, who will be reading for your entertainment If You Give a Mouse a Cookie.
One of my favorites.
You know, I spent long and hard thinking about a talent that I could do, and I slowly realized that I can't dance, as you all saw. I can't sing. I don't know Shakespeare. So I guess I can read. And I have a few special friends that I'd like to bring up on stage with me that are going to partake in the story reading. And the story I'll be reading tonight is If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. If you give a mouse a cookie, he's going to ask for a glass of milk. And when you give him the milk, he'll probably ask you for a straw. When he's finished, he'll ask for a napkin. Then he'll want to look in a mirror to make sure he doesn't have a milk mustache. When he looks in the mirror, he might notice his hair needs a trim, so he'll probably ask for a pair of nail scissors. When he's finished giving himself a trim, he'll want a broom to sweep up. He'll start sweeping, and he might get carried away and sweep every room in the house. He may even end up washing the floors as well. When he's done, he'll probably want to take a nap. You'll have to fix up a little box for him with a blanket and a pillow. He'll crawl in, make himself comfortable, and fluff the pillow a few times. He'll probably ask you to read him a story. So you'll read to him from one of your books, and he'll ask to see the pictures. When he looks at the pictures, he'll get so excited, he'll want to draw one of his own. He'll ask for a paper and crayons. He'll draw a picture. When the picture is finished, he'll want to sign his name. With a pen. Then he'll want you to hang his picture on your refrigerator, which means he'll need Scotch tape. He'll hang his drawing up and stand back to look at it. Looking at the refrigerator will remind him that he's thirsty. So he'll ask for a glass of milk. And chances are, if he asks for a glass of milk, he's going to want a cookie to go with it. The end. Thank you.
Had to get a lot of people out of there. Next up is Mr. Chris George, who's going to show you his prowess in interactive speed art. I have some of his supplies right here. There's no better way to show this than having a little challenge. So we've brought the world's greatest speed artist, a 6-year-old in 1st grade, Mr. Ryan Anderson Smith. Now, gentlemen, shake hands. This is going to be a good fight.
I want this to be clean, no shots below the waist.
Have at it.
Go.
Hello, Ryan. Hello. What do you want to paint today? Whatever? No pictures?
Okay.
What?
A house.
Oh, a house. We paint? Okay, we paint. Let's paint. I'm painting. Look, Ryan, we're done painting. Competition's done. Let's see. How was your house?
Good.
Good. Want to show the audience? Okay. Me, Ryan, who won? Oh, come here. Come here. Ryan, you won.
I won!
Yeah. Oh no, my heart. Oh, let's go.
That was good. That was fantastic. I think he just beat you. You just lost to a 1st grader.
That's not cool, man.
A 6-year-old.
And he goes to the same school we do. All right. Next, we have Christopher McGrath, who is going for a walk in the park.
Something I did.
Thank you, Chris and the little guy.
That was awesome.
All right, so now we're going to take a 10-minute intermission. As you go into the lobby, please feel free to look at the pictures, posters, and awards we have received for this program. There are calendars on sale at the fundraising table, as well as opportunities to donate to a specific contestant or the charity as a whole. And if that's not enough, Jay and I are available for autographs. Thank you.